My pranams to all Atmajyotis, divine light of the self. Today let us contemplate on the principle of time. The time and Maya, the time and space, both are products of Maya. Appearance. There's a beautiful story in Puranas about this. Narada, the devotee of Vishnu, is always proud of himself that he is beyond time and space, beyond Maya, because he is with Vishnu. Vishnu wants to teach him a lesson. One day they were walking in a seashore, and Vishnu tells Narada, "Go and get me a glass of water." Narada obliges immediately, rushes to the nearest village to get a glass of water, knocks on a door. A beautiful girl opens the door. Seeing her, Narada is mesmerized. He just he falls in love with her and proposes to marry her. She also agrees. They marry. Now Narada has become a householder. He is working in the field for earning money. They have children. One day there was heavy rains and the whole village is washed away. Narada's wife, family, everything is gone. Narada starts crying. Okay. Suddenly he wakes up and in front of him Vishnu is standing and asking, "Where is my one glass of water?" The whole time and space is projected in front of Narada. He entered into the time and space, and that's Maya. In reality, the time which Vishnu asked Narada to fetch water and Narada bringing water, that's very short duration. But within that short duration, Narada entered into a big dream world where he had a marriage, children, everything. The time as an illusion is illustrated in this story. Now, is this time as an illusion, is it only Puranas or is it really in science also? In science, Einstein's theory of relativity says that time and space are interchangeable. If you travel, depending on the speed at which you travel, you will perceive time and space as different. For example, a person travels from Earth to a galaxy at the speed of light and he comes back after some time. Let's say after 1 year he comes back. His 1 year, by the time he comes back, he has aged by 1 year. But the people in the earth would have aged by 40 years or 50 years or even 100 years. Because for him there is no space, for him the time is different, and for earth the time is different. The time is very relative. Okay, this is what theory of relativity says. That's what the relativity means. Time is relative, space is relative. So this time and space being relative, can we understand in our own experience? We experience different types of time. One is chronological time. Means passage of time according to movement of sun. Sun rises and sun sets and we call it one day. That's called chronological time. And probably we measure it with a clock. It's a mechanical device. That's it, chronological time. Okay. But then there's a psychological time for us. When we are with somebody whom we love, whom we are happy, somebody whom I like, or I am engaged in activities which I am like, the passage of time is not there. My friend has come after many years, stayed with me for a couple of days, then he goes. Oh, how fast time passed away, passed. The time has gone very fast. 3 days has just disappeared. Suppose I have a toothache exactly at 10 o'clock in the night. Every moment becomes 1 year. Okay. When I am in pain, the time gets extended. When I am in joyful, the time gets collapsed. So which is real time? My psychological time is real or chronological time is real? Psychological time is my experience of time. Chronological time is events in the physical nature. Which is more real? My psychological time is real or chronological time is real? Let us go to one step further. I enter into dream. In dream, I go to so many places, I enjoy, spend so many years, and I wake up from dream. In dream, I have spent more than 2-3 years. But when I wake up, I find that only 2 minutes have passed chronologically. Which time is real? The dream time is real, the psychological time is real, or chronological time is real? Another interesting thing happens when you go to deep sleep. When you go to deep sleep, you enter into deep sleep, let's say 9 o'clock. You slept for 1 hour and get up at 10 o'clock. So you know that I went into sleep at 9 o'clock and woke up after at 10 o'clock. But there's no memory of what happened in between. In deep sleep, all that you say is, I am peaceful. You experience peace during deep sleep. There's nothing else because there's no mind, there's no body. Because of that, there's no experience of time. So when you wake up, you don't even know that you have slept for 1 hour. That means, have you entered into timeless space? From time you have gone into timelessness in that 1 hour? Was there time at all? So now we can ask the question. Ultimately, the time is based on our memory. Right? Does memory record time? Memory records 2 events. I entered in deep sleep and I got up from deep sleep. There are 2 events are recorded in memory. In between there is no other recording. That means these 2 events are one next to each other. So 2 events are next to each other. You can say there is no time, or there was a time, there was no other event. There was no other event because there was no mind. The mind was dormant. So the mind is cause of the time. Okay. So the deep sleep teaches us that between 2 events, the mind is silent or mind is not there. There is no passage of time. So the mind itself is time. Now let us go back to waking state. In waking state, we experience different events, and different events are recorded in our memory. Take 2 events which are adjacent. Now let me ask you, the 2 events are adjacent. Let us say you prepared coffee, you drank coffee, 2 events are adjacent. You went into sleep and you got up from sleep, the 2 events are adjacent. How these 2 are different? When you went to sleep and got up from sleep, you entered into a timeless space. Okay? Where you are beyond time. You entered into consciousness which is beyond time. Between 2 events of making coffee and drinking coffee, are you in time? Or every time you entered into timeless space and came back to next out? You associate time with a chronological event, a clock or something else. But I would say that waking state also 2 events are very similar to deep sleep 2 events. Okay? In both conditions, you went to consciousness and came back. And that you call as time, because you associate time with another relative thing which is maybe a clock or something. Okay? In reality, every moment is arising from consciousness and going back into consciousness. Every moment is arising from consciousness and going back into consciousness. There is only consciousness alone. The time is an illusion appearing in consciousness. Consciousness is beyond time and space.